Welcome to LinkedIn Leads Mastery, the proven system to 2 to 5x sales growth. My name is Shemaya. I'm a LinkedIn strategist and the author of Happiness as a Verb. So great seeing all of you here. I see Brett, Rick. I really love it when you have your camera on. That makes it more engaging and more personal for sure. Kirk, thank you for joining us. Jay, good to see you. Nice seeing you there. Yes, that is great. I am the author, as I said. I have several other books that I've written, but that's why we're here today. Just to give you a heads up, this webinar will be different. I'll be going fast, but it doesn't mean that you shouldn't engage, because you should. It doesn't mean that you shouldn't ask questions. You should. I do have at the end Q&A, but Kara can collect them. So if you have questions as you go, definitely add them in the chat. It is interactive, but I have a lot to cover as well, to share as much as possible in the time that we have here together. And the reality is also that you won't get the idea in the first 10, 12, 20 minutes. You won't. So it's really impossible to succeed if you can't persist. So like, have a look. How many successful people do you know who quit and gave up before they actually achieved their target? So if you can't make it to the end, if you just say, hey, I'm just here for 3-4 minutes to check it out, it's better that you leave now. If you can't make it to the end, it's going to be an hour, and then we'll have some Q&A after. You should leave now. It's just going to be a waste of time. Then it's just better to leave. Nothing valuable comes easy in life. That's just the reality. But if you stay on, if you actually participate, we have some polls, we have some questions, engagement, and take action, the next hour might be your first step on the path that you've been searching for many years. Now, when we start, few agreements I'd like to go over really quick. Number one is participation. It's not like I'm talking here, like it's really appreciate Dimitrios, Freddie, Chuck, when you have your camera on, because it's like we're all together from all places in the world here, instead of just me talking to myself on a blank screen. So that would be great. Participation, it was the first one. My button's not working. Yes, participation. Number two, if you don't understand, ask, because I really want to bring value in the training today. Sorry, this is from another. Yes, the training is recorded, so your picture may show really small if we have it on for the recording. And last, this is not a networking event. So can we just agree that by show of hand or a yes in the chat, that this is not the place for you to share your website and LinkedIn, connect with people. I mean, obviously there's a place for that, but this is not one of them. Thank you, Kirk. I appreciate that. And appreciate you definitely, Brett. Thank you for being here. Very good to see you. Chris, see some familiar faces. That's very cool. So do you agree that companies who know how to market make a lot of money? Who would say, yeah, that's definitely the case? Yes, Kirk, Brett, Wells, Paul, beautiful background. Jay, definitely Chuck. And I see in the chat also. So if I look this way, I'm just in the chat, just so you know. Chris, yeah, the only way. That's definitely true. So they are well known, very well known. Like companies like, we know all the big names, Nike, Disney, and of course, Apple. Now, your clients, I would assume that you have a good product or a result or good results. Your clients love your company. They love your products or services. But how many of you feel that you are the best kept secret? Would you say that you have so much value to add? The clients who work with you, they love you, but there's so many people that don't know about you yet. Would you say that's the case? How many of you feel that if only more people would know what you could do for them, you could easily double or 5x your sales? If just you had more people. Brett, that's Demetrius, I see Kirk. That's great, because that means you have value to add. And that is what marketing is about. You need an ever-growing number of people to know about you. The purpose of marketing is to create want, to have them desire what you have to offer, to establish a relationship with them and sell something, creating future income. So that's really, this is part of my marketing strategy, is for you to be here, to offer something that you want, which is leads from LinkedIn, and then establish a relationship. That's why we're here. So I hope at the end of the hour, we get to know each other a little bit better, we see each other, and there's other ways that we can work together where I would love to help you even more by, offering more programs. So let's discover how my LinkedIn lead system moves companies like yours from the shadows to the spotlight using LinkedIn, which is an amazing platform for that. Now, who will benefit today? The training is designed today for founders and business owners of small to medium high-ticket B2B companies. B2B LinkedIn is the best platform for B2B, especially high-ticket. Whether it's early stage, so your goal is to make your first 6 figures up to 200,000, or if you're in the growth stage, your goal is to make 500,000, or you're ready to scale. You already have a successful business. Now you want to add an addition. You want to hit 1 to 2 million. Or you're established and you just want to take it to the next level and continue to grow. Well, actually, yeah, let's take a quick poll just so I have an idea, like what brought you here today? What motivated you to attend? This is not the right poll, Cara. This is the motivated, this is the quick questions. You can answer this as well. So we have this. Yeah, here we are. Thank you. What brought you here today? So let's take just a few quick minutes so I have an idea and I can have a better understanding how I can serve you best. .70% I know I'm not maximizing LinkedIn's potential. Yeah, I can definitely see that that's the case. And you're ready to expand to the next level. Want to help more people. That is a great purpose. The majority of the people know that LinkedIn has an opportunity, but you don't really know how to take advantage of it. So that's cool. You came to the great place. I'm going to show you specifically the unique feature that LinkedIn offers that can take your whole business to the next level, which has done for many other clients. Okay, thank you so much. 106 out of 106. Amazing. 64. Oh no, 109 of 106. Okay, great participation. Thank you so much. Share the results here. You can see. No, sorry. Okay, good. Okay. Now, why you should attend till the end, as I mentioned, today's online training is like a crash course in LinkedIn marketing using that unique feature. I'll show you the costly mistakes that make most companies' lead generation fail, the hidden LinkedIn lead generation system that generates quality leads, and the proven formula to scale your lead generation to expand. We'll have Q&A at the end where you get the opportunity to ask questions, get some feedback. Until then, I'll keep it going, but as I mentioned, feel free to ask your questions in the chat, and then Cara can collect them. Yes. I'm sorry. The slides. Button. So now what most people do is creating content, sending connection requests, growing the following, building the brand. It's all great. It's very good, and I'm for all of those. The question, though, is what you're doing. Does it generate leads and bring sales? Most companies are losing out on a lot of money because they don't understand this missing link. How to turn LinkedIn connections into sales conversations, how to use LinkedIn how to use a unique system that allows you to tap into LinkedIn's huge professional network and bypass gatekeepers. To have a lead generation system that fills your sales calendar with qualified leads, you or your sales team eager to learn about your solution. Like, how many of y'all would love that? To say, yeah, that would be great to have that system in place, more people reaching out. Now, here we have a few questions that I want to ask you just to understand where you are currently. Sean, thank you. Welcome for joining. Where you are currently. So I want to do another quick poll to see where you are currently in your LinkedIn journey. Are you currently getting leads from LinkedIn? If so, how many per week? Like 2, 3, 10, 20? Like, where are you? How well are you currently using LinkedIn to actually get results? Not to just post and look good. What do you feel is your biggest challenge with LinkedIn? And which emotion or feeling comes up when talking about lead generation and growing sales? Like, does it make you excited, happy, sad, angry? Like, what do you feel? How do you feel about lead generation and growing sales? So I'll just take a minute because it requires your input. So are you currently getting leads from LinkedIn? And if so, how many? What do you feel is your biggest challenge with LinkedIn? Do you feel like your posts are not arriving? Do you feel like, okay, you don't get the responses that you're looking for, or maybe you don't know where to start? Or do you get people to respond with you, but they respond to you, but you don't get them to actually book a meeting with you? You feel bombarded by connection requests that only end up in some sales pitch. Yeah, that can be an issue. You want to definitely have a look at who you connect with. Now, there still is a benefit in connecting with people because it opens their network. Amazing, fantastic participation, 72 of 182 people. So 41%. It would be great if you can take a moment, if you didn't do it yet, to fill out the poll. I'm going to leave it open. So if you're still typing, please continue while I continue with the training. Now, why companies fail? Maybe you can relate. You have a LinkedIn profile, but it's not actually compelling and generating new business. It's more like a resume. You have more than 3,000 plus connections. So you have thousands of people in your network, but you have no idea how to monetize your connections. And the biggest one that we see is you lack a system to generate quality leads consistently and grow sales. Now, who would agree that it's better to have a system instead of having to do it manually? Yeah, Demetrius, me too. Most business owners, Brett, you have a full plate. You're not looking to now every day to go and send 10, 20 connection requests and personal messages. That's why I developed the system, because I was in the same boat. Now, do you feel that you are the best kept secret? You have this vault of value to add, and people don't really know about you. And actually it hurts because you see people going to your competitors while you know you have a better product. It sucks. And lead generation is the life of your business. Without leads, no sales meetings. Without sales meetings, no closes, no income. And that is where LinkedIn is your opportunity. I mean, there are more than 1 billion members, but how do they find you in this whole network of people? To generate more lead sales consistently, you need an effective lead generation system. And today I'll show you the proven LinkedIn lead generation system that I developed. I fine-tuned it using a very powerful yet little known feature LinkedIn offers. Like, LinkedIn is growing and it's been transitioning more from being just a recruiting platform to a business platform. Like, a lot of people making a lot of money on using LinkedIn if you know how to use it. Even corporations, when you would pitch them, their firewalls are set up. They can't even look at a lot of websites, but they can look at LinkedIn and see who you are, which is why it's so important to have a very strong LinkedIn profile that doesn't say like owner of company XYZ, because nobody really cares about that and understands what the value is you can bring them. Now, at least you're in the right place to learn how to find the hidden gold in your network. Now, what are we actually looking at? Now, suppose you have, let's say, 5,000 connections. That means that, like, statistically, there should be about 250 to 700 people in your network that could potentially buy from you if you would educate them, you would engage with them, actually warm up these potential leads. Now, out of those, there are like 50 to 150 people in your current network. If you have about 5,000, like a percentage, like a small percentage, is like 1%, that are actually looking for an answer, that a problem that you solve. Now, let's say you close 10% of the 50 who are looking. Okay, we take the smallest number. That's 5 new clients. If you have a program or a product service that sells $10,000, it's potentially $50,000 sitting in your LinkedIn network right now. Now, what is the little known hidden LinkedIn feature that's worth gold? Any idea, like, what kind of feature could it be? It's the feature LinkedIn events, which basically was brought you here with my event webinar system. Now, how does the system work? I'm going to give you the full picture, and then we're going into each of the components. Okay, so the first step is the marketing foundation. You need to have an effective emotional button. There's another training, it's called the Marketing Love Languages, intention and invitation, that goes much more into depth of that, because emotion is what moves people into action. There needs to be something that gets them to want to take action. You need to have, once you have that, at least you get the attention. And then you need to have a strong marketing message and an irresistible offer, something that people say, okay, yeah, I need this. I want this. This is what solves my problem. Where most of the time you see on LinkedIn, people telling you about what they do. Like you can see, you get these pitches because people are just talking about themselves instead of like actually finding what is the emotional button, what's the pain that you or the prospect would have, or the lead that you can solve. The second part of that is the targeting. You need to have laser targeting. There's like over 1 billion people. So you want to find the right people that benefit most from your offer and that have the biggest need or desire, and also customize your messages, your LinkedIn profile to that group. Now, it can be that you can serve multiple people. Like my program can work for small business owners. It can work for like marketing CMOs. If I do a marketing campaign for CMOs, the messaging is different than targeting founders or targeting consultants. They have different pain points. So you need to optimize your profile to speak to the person and how you actually solve a problem for them. What's their pain that you have an answer for? And then we have the network growth hacks. I'll show a little bit more about that later. The next step is the event webinar system. So you have the marketing foundation, you know the targeting, so your profile is optimized, you have some network growth hacks in place. You leverage your network by using the event webinar system, using LinkedIn events. As LinkedIn events allows you to build authority, and then over time, you continue with the optimization, and you'll see that LinkedIn will help you because people are number one looking for topics, but at the same time, LinkedIn will start promoting. Like for my events, I still have like campaigns going. I have different marketing tools as well. I also get LinkedIn sending me more people promoting my events, which is obviously very powerful. And then the next step is the sales conversion, because the system brings you the leads. But the leads, again, won't pay the bills unless you cultivate the relationship and you get them to book a sales call with you. You have a lead nurturing system in place. And nowadays, you need to leverage AI automation or you're going to be left behind. What systems can you use to leverage your time so that you actually have time for the right people? And what we do, as you see, that's why it's a circle, we continue to improve this. So with the program we have, it's the clients we have, it's a 12-month program because every month we keep improving, we keep tweaking, we're looking at the statistics. You need people first. You need first to set up your foundation, have your event set up, then you need to get people to attend, to register. Then you want them to show up like you're here. Then, of course, I want you to take the next step, because just gonna be here, you're gonna waste your hour. There's more to learn. I give you as much as I can so you can get started and can see like, there's something there. There is an opportunity you want to take advantage of. And then obviously you want to continue improving. So every month we're looking at statistics. How can we improve the invitations? How can we improve the show up rate? How can we improve the conversion? And this is something you do in marketing anyway. In this case, it's applied specifically to LinkedIn. Now, how is it designed? Here you start with the foundation. I'm giving you an example for like one of the clients. He focused on protecting law firms. So very specific marketing message. His offer was really great because he offers them an audit for free to find out where are their vulnerable points. You can imagine for the law firm, if they have a data breach and the information is out on the street, it would be the end of that for law firm. That would definitely, their clients would totally do its job. Then you have the targeting. So you use Sales Navigator, and then you have the messages going out, the event webinar system, so the LinkedIn event system promoting, and then the sales conversion. Having the systems in place for reminders, as you've noticed, to make sure that as many people remember to show up. It's a little bit show, but here shows the sales conversion from Nurik, that he booked 21 appointments from one of his LinkedIn events for that week, which was amazing. Especially as he was only booking 4 to 5 it's actually 2 to 4 per month before he met me. And he had invested in all kind of programs, all kind of courses and coaches. He says my program was the last one he invested in because it got him the results from 2 to 4 appointments per month to now he's booking between 8 and 20 per week. So yeah, definitely was great expansion. Now let's go more into a little bit of the meat. The 3 mistakes that are costing you money. Number one, in the marketing foundation. Costly mistake number one to avoid is that your LinkedIn profile is about you. It's one too many. Okay, yes. So you can see here, Janelle, and I'm sure that you've seen profiles like this. I hope yours doesn't look like it, where it just has your name and then it says owner, United Country Real Estate Prestige Auction, a better way to buy and sell real estate. Now, if you look at this, you think, it's a realtor, she wants to sell my house. But actually, it's not what she does at all. What she does is she generates more revenue for realtors. She has a whole strategy where she helps them auction, and not only in houses in foreclosure, but she's actually helping realtors grow income. As you can see, helping realtors increase their revenue and market share with auction marketing. So the first thing you need to communicate, because if you send a connection request and people don't understand what it is you do, like a realtor with the first message would say, I don't really need the connection, unless maybe if she's local. Where the second one, if a realtor can realize, hey, she can help me generate more revenue, it's worth connecting with her and finding out more, reaching out and sending her a message. And so if you get your profile done right, it will make a huge difference. Like Erica, she worked with me. We rewrote her profile so it becomes very clear why anybody should talk to her that is her ideal client. Not everybody. I mean, you don't want to just talk to anybody. You want the people to reach out that could potentially buy from you. And so she was booking, she booked 5 sales meetings in a week, just after just optimizing the profile, nothing else, nothing any of the other strategies yet, just by optimizing her profile. While she'd been active on LinkedIn for years without any real results in successfully booking sales conversations. Here is another example. Again, I hope this doesn't look like yours. If it does, don't worry, we can fix it. But you've seen them, I'm sure. I'm sure you've seen profiles like this. It just doesn't come across very professional or building trust. He's a business technology advisor now. It's great. If he would message me, I think, okay, cool. But how does it help me? It doesn't really add much value. Now, in this case, he specialized in protecting law firms, but he could also say for business owners, if he wanted to focus on cyber defense, keeping your law firm and clients safe from data breaches, hackers, and viruses. So it's very clear, like, okay, this is somebody, if I need help with my IT systems, if I want to protect my company, this is somebody to connect with. Does that make sense? Can you see like the difference and how you can apply it? Because that really is what we're looking at. How can you apply it for you? Does it make sense? I just need some input here. Or if I talk too fast, or if you want me to review it. Okay, cool. Cool. Thank you. Okay, that's great. So how many of you would say like, yeah, I feel that they're looking at these 2 examples, just touching the surface, there's some improvement for your profile. So it explains to prospects how you help. Business profile goes the same. The only thing is people usually first look at your company page, but if you send connections or requests from your business profile, yeah, the same is true. Like, how does your company help? Not what do you do, or like, what have you done? Like, what have you done? It's not about you. It's about making your client the center and helping them see the value you bring. Oh, thank you, Anissa. Happy to hear. How long does it take to optimize a profile? Yeah, that all depends. Depends on how much content you have. It depends on who does it. Like, I can do it pretty quickly. If you do it on your own, some people take weeks. I don't know how long it takes. Really depends on you. Now, I came up with an idea because I've seen that a lot of people have it on their to-do list that one day they should optimize their LinkedIn profile. Anybody can relate to that? So, yep. Okay, good, Sean. I'm glad to see. And don't worry, you're not the only one. Now, I came up with that idea when I was preparing this last time, because it's quite tough when life can be a struggle. It can be hard. And new things, doing them on your own while you already have so much on your plate, can feel overwhelming. So I was wondering if I would offer a masterclass just to show you the formula to optimize your LinkedIn profile and help you understand how to make money with LinkedIn. Who would be interested and say, yeah, I would like to join something like that? Sean is in. Okay, cool. Brad, okay, great. That's good to know. Because the thing is, you need to implement it. So I now go over like what you need to do, but the how, I would like to go much more in depth. But in an hour, I want to show you the system. Okay, Good idea, Tariq. Thank you. Take my money. Okay. Brian, welcome. We need to take a note. So the last masterclass I did was $297, which is easy to make that back in sales. Like if you cannot make $300 back in sales with your business, then LinkedIn is not the right platform for you, because you need to be B2B and you need to be able to apply to get the results. Okay. So yeah, if you actually participate and apply, for sure you'll make more than the $300. Plus you have the profile done for, you know, many more months and years to come. And the strategy. Okay, remember we went over the whole formula, right? The webinar event system. The next step is the targeting. So how do you do your targeting? One option is to use Sales Navigator. So here you can see, to move this. Yes, you can, let me see. Okay, this was for, yeah, I think this was for Adrian, where we're targeting attorneys and lawyers in Colorado, and then ones that have more than 3 years experience. Because if they're just starting out, they usually don't have the budget or even like attention units left to focus on the next steps. So this is where you can see. Now here in this case, let me see if I can see the number. No, I don't have. Oh, yes, here on the top, sorry. 8,500 lawyers and attorneys. I mean, it's a huge opportunity, and that's just in Colorado. Now, the question is, when are you going to send messages to each one of these? And I've had a lot of people say like, oh, I've used LinkedIn Sales Navigator, I spent a lot of money every month, then it doesn't work. Well, it works, but it's just a part. Like if you have a car, you need all the parts. LinkedIn, the Sales Navigator is great. I highly recommend it for the targeting, but you need to then have a system to actually reach out to them. If you have to do it manually, it can be quite time consuming. Another option is targeting with Apollo.io. So that's another tool you can use. Here we searched on business development consultants, business coaches, and then specifically for companies that were a little bit bigger. So not startup people, not like solopreneurs, which could also be a great market. In this case, you get also email addresses, LinkedIn profiles, and you can actually start reaching out to them. Now, what we do, as I mentioned in the growth hacks, we don't go one by one. I don't know about you, but I really don't have time nor desire to go message 8,500 people manually. So we have a tool that we use. Like here, you can have a connector campaign that integrates with your LinkedIn profile. You can do Messenger, you can do open email. So that's another 800 messages per month you can send to other people that have Sales Navigator, and just start letting people know. You need to become known. You cannot be the best kept secret. You have a duty and responsibility to let people know where to find you. And here you can see what you're looking at quantity, like 182, 150, 95 messages going out per day. And then if somebody accepts your connection request, you can do about 100 per week connection requests. But then with the tool, if your acceptance rate is good, LinkedIn will give you more. So I can do like 200, 250 per week connection requests. Now, if they accept, obviously I want a message to say, hey, thanks for connecting. My purpose is to invite them to the event. Now we have the system that if they accept my connection request, they get the message. So a lot of that is then done for you behind the scenes. What you do though, what's very important, whether you message manually, because even then it still works. It works great as long as you get enough quantity, enough messages going out. Whether you do it with a tool like this or you send them personally, pay attention to this research. This is very, very, very valuable. This was shorter emails get better response rates. So this was done by LinkedIn itself. As I mentioned, emails is either you can send 800 messages per month to other paying clients, so other people that have Sales Navigator Premium, or you have 50 messages that you can, email messages that you can send to anybody, even if they're not your connection. One of the key things, and it's a little small, so I'll just say what it says here. Where's my mouse? 0 to 400 characters will get 22% higher response rate. And you can clearly see how this response rate goes down. So if you have 1,200 plus characters, yeah, forget about it. The response rate is less than 11%. And already that's then average. So whatever you do, make your messages personal, short, to the point, and focus on how can you serve? How can you help? What's the value that you can bring? What is their pain point? But short, sweet, to the point, that's key. And also look in your own inbox. What are the messages that make you feel like, okay, I should talk to, at least you read or you want to respond. There is a whole training I've done on like engaging with people, because one of the things I discovered when I started, I had another business before, is how to just engage with people so they engage and they book calls. And you don't always get those responses, but there's a very specific formula for that as well. Here you can see what we did for the event webinar system for Adrian, the cybersecurity shield your company against cyber threats in 2024. And while this focus is on lawyers, so the campaign was for lawyers, everybody needs cybersecurity. So this was an event for everybody I wanted to attend. The webinar system here, some research survey shows that B2B buyers like the advanced LinkedIn event webinar system. You can see here in the early stage, it's very high, webinars 57%. It goes a little bit down, middle stage 47%. And the final stages is 37%, but still high. People still like it. Even if they just show up, you still have the lead. Not everybody can make it. I mean, life happens. Sometimes they come next month. I'm sure some of you registered in the past and now are here today. And other people don't show up, but they still book a call and buy my program. So that's okay too. I don't mind. It does help though, because once you understand the whole picture, it makes it easier to see for you the value and how can you apply it. Because it may not be a good fit for your company. It's not for everybody, but if it's for you, it really can help you get the gold from your profile into your bank account. This is an example, one of the really great events. As I mentioned, I highly recommend this training. Marketing Love Language, the secret to endless leads, is the foundation in the whole program. So the emotional, the button, what's your offer, what's your marketing message, and you can see here that they had. What's the number again? Yes, this was Gal Ezra, CEO of Guaranteed Prosperity. He generated 781 new leads with his first LinkedIn event and closed 43 new clients. The number here is a little bit higher because there's also, existing clients and then there's some staff inflows, but 781 new leads from LinkedIn. How many of you would say, wow, I would love to have similar results? Anybody? Good, great. Brett, Freddie, Wendy, I see you. Yes, okay, great. Ava, Lata, similar results. Okay, good. Now, disclaimer. This, as you can see, these guys, Gal and his dad, Mayor Ezra, they're business coaches. They're genius with marketing. So they knocked it out of the park. Your business may not be there. Depending on where you are, you may not get these kind of results from your first event. It's okay too. Some people only have like 8 or 10 people, but they still get 2 or 3 sales calls and they book a new client. Depending on where you are, your results will show exponentially, or maybe you just have to grow. And that's okay too, because it still gives you valuable input. You get better over time. He's also very good in presenting. So that also makes a big difference. The offer was incredible. So yeah, a lot of great components. I'm sure that you realize though that to get results, you must apply what I'm teaching today. Agree? It's great, but if you don't do anything with it after we go home and you don't do anything, it doesn't help, right? Agree. And it's not easy always to implement because life is busy and maybe you don't really know where to start or what to do. Do you agree with that? Okay. Brett agrees. Sean, Mariam. Nick, if you can please repeat your question at the end. I'd love to go into it, but I want to make sure that the people that only have an hour get the full program, get the full content. That's a very good question. I'd love to share a little bit more. Janine, you can change your settings at the top so you can see the screen. It's in Zoom, a setting. Okay, Nick, yeah, okay, good. Now, what you don't want is this hour that we spent together be wasted. You agree that things get harder when you procrastinate. So I want you to take action right after we finish up. Either go start making changes yourself or, do something. Because I would like to ask you though, would you say that it's much easier to coach you? I mean, I know I do much better if I have somebody coaching me, holds me accountable. That's why I work with a personal trainer. Without a personal trainer, my results definitely are not the same in the gym. Anybody would say, yeah, I definitely feel the same with a personal trainer or a coach, someone to guide you you get better results instead of doing it, even if it's a partner, Wendy, yes. Even if it's a friend, it's just more fun also, at least for me. So that's why I'd like to invite you to something very special, to join the LinkedIn Gold Masterclass today. Your investment, as I said, a masterclass is $297, but my mission is to help you improve your life. I've designed this special masterclass to show you step by step the formula to get the key components of your profile done. We may or may not, depending on how fast you are, complete everything, but the key components, and understand how can you actually start making money with LinkedIn. And as a special bonus, I will include the ChatGPT prompts I designed for my paying high-end clients to make it simple and quick for you, just to expedite your results. And I love working with action takers. So if you're committed to get results, instead of paying the $297, you can join now for $5. And I personally give you a 200% money back guarantee. I'm confident that this will make a difference for you. But if you're not committed, please don't join. Okay, I need people that actually going to apply. I'm on a mission to help you improve. And so I don't want your money. I want you to get the results for the money. So don't think, it's only $5. I'm just, no. If you cannot get actually planning on taking actions, in that case, no, I don't want your money, do not sign up. If I take it very serious, if you entrust me with your hard-earned money, because I really care. So you have to stay on from the beginning to the end and actually participate, do something, okay? You're not gonna get any results by just sitting there looking at me. It's not gonna work. So if you're one of the first several people that join today, you'll receive a private one-on-one consult with me as a unique gift for free. Now, clients have paid $297 for my masterclass. I'm sure that when you apply, you'll make much more money than that. But I personally give you the guarantee, if you attend the full masterclass, obviously you need to be there, participate, and allow me to coach you. If it's not worth your investment, I'll pay you $5 back, plus $5 for wasting your time. But yes, but you must join now before 6 p.m. Eastern, which is midnight South Africa time. So we can find the gold in your network together. I want to see, Keneilwe, you were there, and in the chat, maybe you can share. Would you say that it was super valuable? You've been on one of my master classes before. Anissa, I would love to hear. Can you share in the chat? Would you say, and I know that you had amazing results from improving your LinkedIn profile with the company you were with before. How was that valuable? I would love to hear from you. I don't guarantee, I just want to clarify, this is a masterclass to teach you how to optimize your profile and how to make money with LinkedIn. You need to still do it. So I cannot guarantee you lose weight. I guarantee I can lose weight because I can go to the gym and I can stick with the program. This is the beginning also. Keep in mind, this is the foundation. The whole program where I guarantee the results is when clients do a 12-month program, because it takes time. It's not the one, it doesn't work like that. Everybody, that there's a lot of things online that say, in 7 days, you're going to make $1 million. No, it doesn't work like that. Sorry. You need to have good components in place. Then yes, like the results are there, but it depends on who you are and where your business is. Yes, Anissa really grow from 0 to 1,000 of connections in a couple of months because her profile was strong. So the connection rate was that much better. And the other thing is she actually got to talk to decision makers. Now, mistake number 2, the quality of your posts and messages. What is more important, would you say? The quality or the quantity of your LinkedIn posts and messages? So let's take a quick poll. We don't do the poll, we just do it in the chat. What do you say is more important, quality or quantity? Quality, okay, good. Definitely quality, quantity, both. Okay, Shahana, but one of them is more important. So they cannot be exactly the same. One should be just a little bit more than the other. Both 5 times a week. Quality, I don't know the 5 times per week, Shahana. Quality. The date of the masterclass, yes, it's June 9th, but if you do, we will have them. I may do it again. I've never offered it. I may not offer it again for $5, but I will have multiple classes in case you can't make the date. Anissa says, yes, I was able to talk to the top people by optimizing our profile. Amazing. Well, interesting, and I'm sorry to tell you, and I know this was very hard when I started working with my coach as well, that the mistake most people make. It's the quantity of your promotion, not the quality, that determines your income. The question is, what is a good quality post or message? It's content that makes leads engage with you, not something that looks beautiful from your viewpoint. So quality, you may think it's great quality, but if it doesn't bring you leads, is it actually worth much? Where if you have enough quantity, you can improve the quality over time, because then you can see what are people responding to. Here are some examples. Like I did a post just to test out some things. Impressions, 18,143. 18,143. The more impressions, the more LinkedIn will share and promote it for you and expand it to more people in your network. This one had even 275,000. So while I might have thought that this was number one, was better quality, based on the result, it shows that post two was much better. So if you have, and of course, I'm not saying you put out junk, it needs to be, good, but start with good, increase the quantity, and you can see what actually is bringing results. The more people engage with your post, obviously, the better. You need to learn the behind the scenes formula and break the code of linking LinkedIn's algorithms to get these results. Quantity, though, is more important than quality. And content works best combined with outreach strategy, where you land in the inbox so people can actually see you. You want to find out who is just browsing and who is looking for your solution. And that is why LinkedIn events combined with my event webinar system are so very powerful, because the moment people register, they're interested in what you have to offer. It's the most effective tool to turn your LinkedIn connections into sales conversations and actually generate leads and more sales. Here are examples of successful posts that got a lot of impressions, and so you can see a lot of engagement. This one was like 10,000 likes, comments, views, 499 comments, a lot of reposts. But you want to use it and see, okay, how many of those people actually want what I have? That's what Okara used. Shaba Okara, he's in the UK. It's the future of NHS care. It's very specific for people in healthcare, the CQC rating, like how they're performing. So he used the content strategy and then get people to sign up for his event by messaging them, and you can actually target people that engage with your post. He had 80 attendees, which was great. As I said, it was a very specific niche, and this was one of his first events. Costly mistake number 3, it's a roller coaster. You're active on LinkedIn and then you get busy and you're not doing anything for a while. Then you start to think, maybe LinkedIn isn't for me. What's the problem? You lack a LinkedIn marketing system, the system that actually keeps running even when you get busy. 94% of failure is the result of the system, not the people. This was a great quote from Edward Deming. He was an economist instrumental in rebuilding Japan after the Second World War. Because without sales, no income, and your business can't survive without income. If you want to generate more leads, close more sales, what system are you missing? LinkedIn events could be a great system to help you grow your revenue. Now, just to give you again, so you've been over it, just to give you the overview again, how to build your own event webinar system, the marketing foundation with effective emotional button, marketing message, irresistible offer. The targeting needs to be right so that the message is actually applicable to the people you're reaching out to. Laser targeting, optimized profile, network growth hacks, the event webinar system, inviting people for somewhere to find out, are they interested, to leverage your network, build authority, and the advanced optimization of the system, as I mentioned before, looking at the statistics every event, where can we improve, what's working, what can we make better. Sales conversions, sales calls booked, the lead nurturing system, and AI automation. Companies with successful lead generation, they create systems. They design the strategy, the right processes, the growth hacks, the team, and then they expand and implement a new system, and then continue to improve and optimize the systems they have. And this is what he did for Nurik and the results that he achieved. Yeah, 1 second. I just want to let him tell you the story himself.
I started working with Shemaya we really had maybe like one appointment every 2 weeks, and then we were desperate, and I tried to sell as much as possible that appointment. And if you lose it, then you're always constantly looking for a lead, not certain about what to do, don't have really a budget to grow, because I have to rely on sometimes luck. But then once I joined Shemai's first webinar, it was like 200 people attending, and that's when it was closed, and I bought her program the same day. So and then ever since, we've been hosting webinars, and right now, we actually our company grew by like 30%. We've got 3 more team members, and we have a whole strategy. Like, I take care of marketing with these webinars, and we book about 5 to 20 appointments a week now.
So he went from 1 appointment every 2 weeks to 5 to 20 sales calls booked per week. You see here, this is 21 appointments booked, and it's just one example. Second, okay. Yeah. And this was already a little while ago. Recently, I asked him. Sorry, wrong button. I asked him, like, okay, what is recently your results? And this is what he shared with me. Recruito, he has an outsourcing company. So before, he was making about 2,500 per month net profit, 2 to 4 sales calls per month, company size 2 people, so him and the other assistant. Situation was stressed, referrals and cold outreach were his main income source. Currently, he's making 18,000 plus per month net profit, 60 plus sales calls per month, and his company grew with like 9 people working for him now, including a business partner and investor to be part of the company, all with the LinkedIn webinar system. So the system works. You can easily 2 to 5x your sales with your own LinkedIn event webinar system. In Norek's case, it was even more than a 5x. It just shows what's possible. And his was profit, not even sales. Now, if you want my help to build a profitable LinkedIn event webinar system, there's a couple of ways, because people ask, oh, is there a way we can work together? Obviously, there is, because there's more to learn and more to do. So if you are the right fit, as I said, I don't take on everybody. Your company I need to be able to see that I can help you get results. Otherwise, it's just not, I won't take your money. The LinkedIn Event Mastery, that's option 1. You get the full training with support, the step-by-step success formula, access to the amazing community, office hours for strategy and implementation support, optimization guidance, and the investment starts at $3,000. And then the option 2 is the webinar event system designed and built for you. So if you say, well, I really don't want to watch videos and go through all of that, just can you please help me set up my event? Especially great for busy founders and owners. You'll have the complete lead gen system in place. And there's, again, a couple of options. We can build it for you, build the machine and hand you the key, and you and your team will run it, but we'll train them. Or, we can have everything done from LinkedIn profile, event strategy, design setup, and more. Some companies need help with follow-up. Appointment booking is also possible. It just depends where you are, what you need, and what's the best option for you. Investment starting from 7,500. The results are guaranteed, depending if you meet the qualifications and we know, okay, this is the company will take you on. What are the results we can guarantee? Obviously, if you do the sales, we guarantee the leads. Here is the example, just the case study from Norek. You can see a very strong profile. We hire, onboard, and train elite virtual assistants. The only virtual assistant hunter you need. So the journey of 1,000 miles starts with the first step. Norek went from $2,500 net profit to $18,000 per month. So as I mentioned, he did more than 2 to 5x his sales, what the title was of this event. But his first step was building the marketing foundation with optimizing his profile for conversion. Like, you need to start. I'm not going to promise you that your sales is going to 5x just by doing a masterclass, which is a 90-minute training where I'll teach you how to do it, okay? But it will make a difference. People that apply, as I mentioned, Erica, 5 sales calls booked, like, people get results. Anissa, she's on the call here. She can tell you, she got to talk to the key decision makers. She grew her LinkedIn network, made some really key connections, and is still growing right now. So this is a special invitation. I don't know if I will offer it again. If and when I offer it again, likely not for $5. the special LinkedIn Gold Masterclass that I mentioned. My mission is to help you improve your life. And that's why I decided, because I want you to go away and actually be able to do something. So if you got this and you say, okay, I got it, I'm going to do something, 100% okay with me. In general, 99.9% of the people do better with guidance and support, which is why I have this designed. You get the ChatGPT prompts. If you're not familiar with ChatGPT, you can just do a crash course. It's very effective to really make it simple and quick for you. And this is what I'm using for my paying high-end clients to help them optimize their profile and build the foundation for their system. I personally give you 200% money back guarantee. So I pay you and I pay you back, plus I pay you $5 if you feel it was a waste of time, but you have to obviously attend and participate and you need to be there. And the offer, yes, and the offer especially also for the first people that join today, you'll have a private one-on-one consult with me as a unique gift for free. Now, if you want to find out if we can work together, you can build the LinkedIn strategy call. The consultation is different because I'll give you feedback on your profile. It will really be centered like how can you map out and get the most out of your LinkedIn strategy. Now let me share with you, because you can see I'm very excited. I want to really help you. I know it sounds weird, but yeah, that's what motivates you. My win is your win. Let me share with you why this means too much and what LinkedIn did for me. Because my life can be divided to two. My life before my LinkedIn event webinar system and my life after. And the reason I'm telling you this about my life before and after is because I need you to understand how your life can improve or will improve when you decide to work with me and have this system implemented in your company by sharing a little bit more about myself so you know where I'm coming from. And I'll be honest, it's not an easy story to tell. I've had it at times where I just took it out of presentation, like, nah, not today. But today I do want to share my story because it was a beautiful morning. I was riding my horse in the mountains of the rainforest in Ecuador in South America. And I had moved to Ecuador 4 months prior from Europe to do missionary work. And I didn't speak a word Spanish when I arrived. I didn't know anybody, but I really wanted to make a difference. So then one Saturday afternoon, I came home from the market and I let Shanti, that's my horse that you see here, I let her out in the field. And as I walked into the house, I put my back on a table, I sat down and I realized that the stomach pain was getting unbearable. During the night, the fever, the cramps, I'd never been in so much pain. And I wondered, how long was somebody going to find me here? How long would it take my family to find out that I was dead in this remote area? So imagine being really sick in a strange country, all alone, lost, lonely, afraid, where you don't speak the language. You don't know the system. Like I didn't even know, in America, at least you know to call 911. I didn't even know where to call. Now, fortunately, the next day, the sister of my landlord happened to come by and she took me to the hospital and I'm still here to tell the story. But the doctor told me that I had a severe salmonella infections and without antibiotics, I could die. So I went to a private clinic. They put this horrendous IV, like with antibiotics for 3 days, like 24 hours. It was incredibly painful. It's like your veins are on fire from the inside. And after that, for months, like antibiotics is like against life. It really knocked down my immune system. For months, I couldn't really function. I didn't have a system. I didn't have a team. Like Kara was not working for me. It was just me. And so you can imagine how my business and my income was suffering. And so when my fiance proposed, I believed that it was God's answer to my prayer. So I packed up my life, like sold my horse, all my belongings, and flew to the US. So I was excited with the preparations for the wedding. And then a few weeks later, we had lunch at a Mexican restaurant. We were sitting outside, California. It was in San Diego, beautiful day. Like, I love California. I love the weather. I love the views. San Diego is an amazing place. And I'm looking at the menu, but I noticed something's not right. So I look at him and out of the blue, he says, well, Shemaya, the wedding is off. I'm like, wait, what? 2 weeks before the wedding, Jonathan broke up with me. I had given up my residency for Ecuador, my horse, my dream to be with him in California. And he dumped me, cold, cruel. And keep in mind, at the time, I had no income, I had no business. And he had told me, don't worry, I'll nurture you back to health. I'll take care of you. I'll be your husband. I was devastated, broke, ended up homeless, living out of my suitcase. I'm not a US citizen. I couldn't stay. I had to leave the country. It was terrible. I was heartbroken and so angry. I couldn't stay. I couldn't go back to Ecuador. And that's when I met Mayor Ezra. He became my mentor and friend. And I was at such a low point in my life. How could he even help me? I'd gone to many seminars. I mean, Tony Robbins or Langmeyer, you name it, I'd done. I spent a small fortune on courses and coaches. Mayor was so wealthy, successful. I was living out of a suitcase at the time. But I had no choice. I had to give it a choice. I knew he had results and I knew I could at least try to learn, try to apply what he suggests. I wasn't excited, but maybe there was a little spark of hope left. Maybe something could be done. I applied the business truth that Mayor taught me, especially the marketing love languages, to develop my LinkedIn event webinar system. And what happened will shock you. It was such a success that we've maxed out Zoom, the maximum plan, several times. People wanted to join, but they couldn't get on. It has changed my life, but not only my life, but those of my clients, their families, and the new clients that they now serve and are helping. It has improved significantly the profitability of those companies that were ready to scale. So LinkedIn just made such a big difference for me. Even when last year, when my dad passed away, and just to go spend time with my sisters in the Netherlands, be with the family, the system was still running. So even though I was totally not in the mood to talk to anybody to do work, the system was working. So I showed up for an event and there were still people there. So I could still continue because the lead generation system continued to run. So if you are a phone founder or a small business owner, life can be challenging. And there can be times that circumstances, maybe health issues, anything can take you away from marketing your business. But the automated webinar system can help you so that these continue to find you and come in. That has allowed me to grow my business while working less hours. And that's what happened to me, and that's what you can create. So whether you want to scale your company, get out of debt, help more clients, really want to optimize the potential of LinkedIn, travel to amazing countries, make more money, live the life you always knew you could create. You need the system, you need the knowledge, and you need a coach. Somebody who cares for your results, because nobody succeeds alone. But it really is that package, because just the system, having a car and not knowing how to drive it, won't get you there. Having the knowledge, but not the vehicle to apply it successfully, it also is very, very challenging. So that's basically what I'll offer. In closing, I'll just wrap up with this story, and seeing what we created for Matthew. Just an example to show you what is possible. I'd like to introduce you to him. Thanks to the lead generation, thanks to my LinkedIn strategy, he had one sale from his event, plus 99 leads to close later. Yeah, there were 100 people from his LinkedIn event that raised their hand and said, yes, tell me more. I want to learn what you have to offer.
I sent out, I think, 1,000 connections. We had about 100 actually register, and we got one sale out of it. Since I'm selling a very high ticket, 5-figure B2B system, it's between $10,000 and $12,000. Just getting that one client from the process was really like a big win. And I also have about 99 other people to follow up with that now know about the product.
So how many of you would say, well, that would make a difference in my business? If I would generate an extra $12,000 in sales a month, how many would say, yeah, that would definitely make a difference? And have still the leads, right? So you're still filling the pipeline. Wendy, Ava, I totally understand. And I was there. I know what it feels like when you're building. Oh, sorry, yeah, here we are. And here's another example from Angela Leon. every event she walks away with 2 or 3 new clients, which represents about 60,000 in extra sales, because she offers VA packages that range from 2,500 to 11,000 per month. So the value of a client, like a low-end client, is about 30,000 per year or more. So to clients,
we
it's
generally
6,000
for
initial
every
sales.
LinkedIn event will get about 4 to 5 leads. People who want to right on the spot say, I want to chat, or they call me right after and say, I'd like to speak. And we at least walk out with 2 or 3 clients.
Now, again, it really depends on who you are, what you offer. It can vary, but every single client from their first event, they have leads, they can book calls, you have people to close, and then you continue to build, you continue to improve, and continue to fill your pipeline.
As a result, we had about 50 calls booked within about 2 months, and one of which became a very massive potential strategic partner that we're in early talks on, and it's going very, very well, which would roll us out to probably a good percentage of the largest property management company in the United States, which has been a huge deal for us.
And so you can see it's a different variety of companies. If you're B2B, LinkedIn is really the best platform for you when you're selling something high end, you have value to add, and your prospects, your ideal clients are on LinkedIn. I want to respect your time, so if you do want to have to go, I mean, I'm still going to be here a little bit, answer some questions, but I do hope you get the full picture, how to design and build your own LinkedIn event webinar system, the marketing foundation, the targeting, the event webinar system, the sales conversion, actually getting your leads to turn them into clients. So there's a whole machine that we're going to build. No, that's not going to be a 90-minute masterclass. If you think that's going to happen, this is not for you. I'm sorry, but this universe doesn't work like that. You need to build it. It's not like you plant seeds today and tomorrow you have this huge harvest. You need to grow, you need to nurture. If you already have a lot of keys in place, people, grow faster. But wherever you are, the system will work for you if you are willing to do the work, if you get the knowledge that you're missing. Because if you're not getting the results, there's something you don't know. There's something you don't know, and if it's not improving, even if you think you know, if the results are not showing that things are getting better, you're handling the wrong problem, and the problem will grow. So part of what we offer also is we can do a diagnosis and find out what actually is the issue. Is something in the marketing? Is a problem in the sales? Is there something maybe that you're doing? Is it something that, in you that's stopping you from getting the results? What is holding you back? Here again, quick overview of what's possible. The case study from Nurik, from Alkadi, and this is really the bottom line. Can you do it on your own? No problem. You can. You can ask ChatGPT. You can watch YouTube videos. It's like going from New York to LA with the horse and buggy. You'll get there eventually. It might be, not the most comfortable ride. It will take you a while, and you may arrive a little stinky, but you may get there. It's one way. Or you can say, you know what? I rather take the fast track. You can join me. Who wants to join me in my jet? Where, the ride is much more faster. It's more effortless. It's more fun. And, you can get results much better. So you need to decide. You can get started now. Join today. Start planting the seeds. So you can become, sorry, I went too fast. So you can begin harvesting next month and every month after. Or number 2, keep spinning your wheels, trying to figure out everything on your own, wasting time and taking much longer to eventually see results. You think it's going to cost you money. I promise you it will cost you more in missed revenue if you don't know what you're doing or if you don't have the system in place. So that's really what I want to offer. And as I said, I have this special LinkedIn Gold Masterclass. Invested normally would be $297. Today only, for now, I'm going to offer it. I may or may not offer it again for $5. I may decide to extend the offer. Maybe there's people that couldn't make it. I may or may not. I don't know yet. What I do know is this is the best value that you can get and the best step you can take to actually get results. Just sitting here, I'm sorry to tell you, but it's not going to make any difference. I need you to take action, which is why I developed this. Yes, the meeting is scheduled in Eastern. The next one will be June 9th at 1 o'clock Eastern. If you can't make it, the recording will be available for 24 hours. If you want to purchase the recording, that is possible as well. And I may do it again if I do another masterclass in the future. You could join that one if you can't attend. But either way, I need you to take action and to do something so that more people can find you. If you have a product or a service, if you honestly feel you're the best kept secret, it's your duty. It's like your obligation to let people know that you can help who today is suffering because they need what you have and you don't have, and they don't know about you. Like if you look at Norik, I mean, he's a dad. He has a 3-year-old boy. 2,500 net profit, struggling, stressed. You can't really live off that in the US nowadays. It's not fun. Now he's expanding, he's growing, he's providing jobs for other people. And he's helping other companies and other business owners that are stressed out by providing virtual assistant services or other outsourcing. He also has bookkeeping and accounting. He has a lot of different things that he offers. So that really is where it's about. It's about who can you help? Help is our basic purpose. And if you have a business, that's why you started. If you care about people, and you may not have your own business, maybe you work for a company. In that case, definitely we reach out. We can set up a call, meet with your CMO, meet with the CEO, whoever is the one in charge, and help them understand that this is a missed opportunity if they don't take action on this. And not specifically the masterclass, because the whole program is really what you need. And you have to ask yourself, if not this, then what? If not me, then who? Jonathan Flax, he doubled his revenue in December compared to the 11 months before, his average income of those 11 months. His income, his lead generation system he had kind of dried up. And he was at the point where he started to wonder, like, if he actually should close his business and do something else. And it was a very, very stressful situation. He had some issues with his health after suffering from COVID. He was in a very tough spot. This program changed everything for him because now he has leads again. He even had to hire a new salesperson because he had so many leads coming in. Here are just his profile. The hidden job market is he's a career coach. So he just shows the results. This was one of her earlier events of, oh, sorry, let me just show you the numbers.
Typically you'll get 28 to 32 attendees.
Yeah, here. Oh, no, 1 second. Button and I. He had 52 registrations from one of his events, 28 attendees, 10 sales calls booked. One new client bought his resume service for $1,000. 4 new clients at $3,400. This total of $13,600. The total from one event, $14,600. Now I know that he also very good in following up. So all the 52 people, he does have a strategy to still book calls with them. This was just one of his recent events.